Hey everybody, Rose Matter here. Welcome to part 8 of my Higurashi When They Cry with Tanagashi Let's Play. So, the paranoia has started to kick in. Takano and Tomitake are dead, just like in the first chapter, seemingly the victims of the Watanagashi festival. Shion and Mion are both starting to kind of turn on Keiichi a little bit. So, with the discovery of the influence of the Sonozaki family, I can't say this is going to be good for him. So, especially with the thing that Ushi. I'm so sorry. I will get his name right eventually. Telling us that the Sonozakis could have someone killed in broad daylight and nobody would say a thing. So that's not great. So we're going to jump back into this now that we are into the horror aspect. I can't wait to see where the story is going to take us next. So let's get into it. There was no way I'd be able to sleep. When she hung up the phone like that, I realized for the first time what kind of situation I was in, as well as who the only ally who would support me was. I waited with bated breath for Shion to calm down and call me back. What would I do if the phone rang while I was sound asleep? No matter how long I waited, however, it never rang. Exhausted, whenever my mind started to wander, I would jolt awake as though I heard the phone ring. In the end, I brought the cordless phone with me into my futon and went to sleep with it in my arms. Though it still didn't amount to anything. Morning came, and by that time, I was pretty sure she wasn't calling back. That was when a fierce drowsiness assailed me. I slapped myself in the face a few times. Then I went to the washroom and washed my face, which was something I usually didn't do. That wasn't enough either, so I even brushed my teeth. After that, I was finally wide awake. When Mom saw how strange I was acting, her eyes went wide. Oh, is this gonna be like last time where it's like, do you have a fever? Or not, okay. I thought maybe he was gonna take the day off like the first chapter. Yeah, there are a little bit of repetitions though. It's like people think he's sick, he's not feeling well. And then there was that whole thing with Mion last time too, where she got that weird kind of hawk look in her eye, so she knows something's up. I felt utterly shattered, and I still hadn't picked myself back up this morning. And for precisely that reason, Rena's honest smile was a sight for sore eyes. Oh, there she is. Mion had gone home early yesterday with a hangover, but she didn't look too good this morning either. Her usual cheerfulness was completely buried in shadow.
寝たの3時ぐらいだからね。眠い。3時？昨日に続いてか？おいおい、夜更かしにも限度ってもんがあるぞ。大方漫画の単行本が面白くなっちゃって、一巻から読破してしまったんだろ。
And then there's that layer of trying to pretend like everything's okay and Keiichi's trying to keep up with normal conversation.
俺にも経験があるぞ。
I joked, trying to shake off my sleepiness. I was trying to be considerate. However, neither Mion nor Rena smiled. In fact, they didn't even pay attention. Rena's expression immediately darkened. Oh, that's right. The mayor was missing, wasn't he?
まだ見つかってないの？
おい、ちょっと待ってくれ。村長さんが見つかってないって何の話だ？
Even the classroom, which was normally bursting with bright, joking voices, seemed filled with a different sort of murmur today.
おはようございます、ケイイチさん。聞きました？なんだか大変なことになりましたわね。
俺はその村長さんって人をよく知らないんだが、ジジイなんだろ？
So he knows about Takano and Tomitake, but he and Shion Maybe Mio, and they might be the only ones who know about what happened.
ボケて徘徊してるだけじゃないのか？
村長さんはボケてなんかいませんですわ。お習字も教えるし、剣道も教える、はつらつな方でございますの。僕と同じで、きっとどこかで迷子なのですよ。迷子いいね。はう、お持ち帰り。
Getting lost is only cute because children like Rika-chan do it. A worn-out old man getting lost isn't moe in the slightest. While my mind entertained dumb thoughts like that, our teacher arrived. Everyone rushed to their seats.
皆さん、おはようございます。
Good morning. The class greeting was normal, but the atmosphere in the room was heavy.
すでに聞いている方もいるかもしれませんが、昨日の夜、村長さんが夜遅くになってもお家に帰ってこなかったのだそうです。皆さんの中で昨日村長さんを見た人はいますか？
One or two hands went up in the silence, and they told her about having seen him. None of it seemed to be vital information, however, and everyone began whispering amongst themselves.
もしも村長さんを見かけた人は大人の人に教えてあげてくださいね。それでは授業を始めます。
After that, the same old lessons began. The rumors, once quieted, blossomed in flowers again at lunchtime. I could hear a few different conversations. They were mostly related to the mayor's disappearance. Summing them all up, I came out with this. Yesterday evening, the mayor went to a meeting at the Shrine's Assembly Hall. The meeting ended after the sun had fully set, and everyone left. The elder's house was a bit far from the center of Hinamizawa. It was already late, and Hinamizawa doesn't have a lot of lights outside. Nobody saw the mayor after the meeting. However, because he would have been hungry, he wouldn't have taken any side trips. He would have gone straight home. However, no matter how long his family waited, he never returned. Some thought there may have been an accident. They left no stone unturned. They searched from the irrigation channels to the water wells, and even in the rice paddies, but they didn't find him. Of course, there was a limit to how far they could search in the middle of the night. The police were going to wait for daylight, then have the young men of the town help search. If after all that they still didn't find him, they were apparently even going to go looking in the mountains. Even now at this moment, the adults were probably all searching for him. The more they searched in vain, and the more time passed, the only thing that came to mind was the curse. The rumors of Onakakushi, of the demoning away. Had he become this year's sacrifice to Oyashiro-sama's curse, which had recently been occurring every year? That scary possibility which everyone thought about, but no one on the other hand, I knew. The curse did happen again this year, and there were two people that... My reason was clear. Shion and I should have been a higher priority than him. Tomitake-san and Takano-san had suffered mysterious deaths. Then it should have been me and... He talks about thieves, but they didn't take anything, did they? Corpse from it. After all, it was a devilish, bottomless swamp from which no one who sinks can ever...
名古屋駅で新幹線に乗るところを見た人がいるとか言ってたもん。
Everyone else who disappeared had their own reasons, too. Either they were still on the run, disappeared into thin air for no reason. But they disappeared. Someone disappeared whenever the curse took a life, as if by design. They may have had various understandable reasons, but they still disappeared. From that point of view, it really might have been a demoning away this time. The mayor's disappearance was the first such incident without a clear reason behind it. Of course, coming to that realization didn't help to resolve anything. Ooh, hi! We gotta put bells on you guys, seriously. Normally, Rena would have devoured good or anything, though.
そんなことありませんのよ。レナ。あれ、それ美味しいですわ。
Did Sadako dislike pumpkin? Regardless, she forced her lunch tasted very good today. Sadako kept shoveling it down, repeating her remark on how good it was.
あんまりにも美味しいので、ぜひ 圭一さんにも召し上がってほしいですわね。
たまには俺も年上らしい寛大さを見せないとな。よし、遠慮するな。今日は俺の分まで食ってよし。
うわー。
She really, really hated Pumpkin, didn't she? That made it all the more touching to see Sadako's own brand of generosity. I grabbed her head and started stroking it. Sadako, in a somewhat exaggerated fashion, was bawling, tears streaming down her face.
嘘だよ。そんなにうまいものを譲るほど大人にはなれないよ。レナも食え。俺のは夕べのおでんの残り物だが、おでんは一晩経ってからがうまいんだぜ。
お大根が綺麗な色に透き通ってて美味しそう。じゃあいただこうかな。
Rena reached out with her chopsticks, and at last the usual lunchtime atmosphere began to return. That was only at our desks, however. The dark tales of Oyashiro-sama's curse, which had recurred for 5 years in a row, didn't cease. The whole classroom remained stuck in this somber mood. Oyashiro-sama's curse had happened for 5 years straight. Everyone had wanted the previous year to be the last. What was Oyashiro-sama's curse anyway? They were going to build a dam in Hinamizawa. The people building it were bad, so they were cursed. I would admit that much. Still, the dam project was frozen years ago, wasn't it? So why was the curse stubbornly persisting? I hit myself on the cheeks to perk myself back up. Everyone was trying so hard to brighten the mood. I couldn't go straight back to thinking about the curse like that. I forced the grim story out of my head. Driving Orishiro-sama's curse out of my thoughts was actually a good idea. In the end, that meant I would also be driving away the most terrifying thought of all, that I could be the curse's next target.
しかし、ミオンは遅いな。
Yeah, I was thinking, where is Mion during all this? She's the one, Rena was the one to look out for in the first chapter, but Mion still had her moments, because Mion was the one who put the sewing needle in, wasn't she? So Rena's not going to be, I don't think she's going to be completely innocent in this.
あいつのお手洗いってこんなに長いのか?
Mion had said she was going to wash her hands and left, and she hadn't come back yet.
多分どっかでお昼寝してるんだと思う。昨べはきっと遅くまで村長さんを探すお手伝いをしてたんだと思うから。
I smiled wryly and let out a sigh. Today was no good. However much we tried to lighten the mood, things always came back to the mayor. It was just a no-good day. I had just transferred here recently, so the shock of a curse happening 5 years running was an unimaginably big one. Maybe I do need to appreciate that.
村長さんはね、ちっちゃかった頃、みーちゃんのことをすごく可愛がってくれたんだって。いたずら盛りのみーちゃんをすごく可愛がってくれたって、よく話してたな。
I see. Mion was in shock, too. Someone disappearing at all because of a curse was a very scary thing. If the sacrifice was someone you knew, though, then the shock must be 100 times worse. Sadako, as if she'd come to the same conclusion, bit her lower lip and looked downward.
そういえばリカちゃんも遅いな。ひょっとしてリカちゃんも仲良くお昼寝か？
リカはそんなに遅くまではお付き合いしませんでしたわ。リカがあくびをしたら皆さんみんなしておやすみなさいませ、おやすみなさいませって。
Now that she mentioned it, there were a lot of old people rubbing their prayer beads in fervent gratitude towards Rika-chan during the festival, too. An image of the indulgent elderly came to mind. Had Rika-chan discovered a way to get herself to be pampered like that?
リカちゃんって何気に年寄りのアイドルだな。理想の孫娘像ってやつなのか？
そんなの知らない。でもリカちゃんのあくびなら見てみたい。きっとね、ふわーって。お持ち帰り。そんなに可愛いとも思いませんけど、ふわーって喉の奥まで覗けるくらいの大あくびでしたよ。リカちゃんの大あくび。
Rena's handy at times like these. I finally managed a heartfelt laugh. Oh right, I'm on day duty today, aren't I? I need to go water the flower garden. The garden is right outside the teacher's lounge too, so they can immediately tell if you don't do it right. Oh boy, I'm gonna get cornered by Mion for sure.
リカちゃんのだけじゃなくさとこちゃんのも可愛いと思うわ。おー、あくび窒息。ああ、ちらっと見えた。可愛いの見えた。さとこちゃんのあくびも可愛い。お持ち帰り。
Rena was strangling Sadako. I don't think that counts as yawning. You know, Rena is... I can't say it out loud, but she's a notorious censored, isn't she? Sweat. I want to know what the censored word is. Maybe like psychotic? Hearing Sadako make a weird noise like a chicken being strangled was kind of hilarious, and I couldn't help but laugh. At some point, the classroom had erupted into laughter too. I feel like we're not going to be getting much more laughter in this chapter. Maybe Rena was doing it on purpose. Even if she wasn't, this nonsense was a welcome sight. They're just like, ha ha ha, children being strangled. Hilarious. Anyway, let's get over to the flowers while I still have time. Slowly and quietly, lest I destroy the room's newfound peace, I left the classroom. Or maybe it's going to be Mion and Rika. Maybe they're going to be the two that are going to be getting all weird in this chapter. The watering can was hanging up outside the kitchen. This building had originally been an all-male forestry service building, so there was apparently nothing so thoughtful as a garden here before. When they decided to have a school share the space, they built one there as a modest gesture of appreciation. But, well, the flower bed, it was a little longer than you'd expect. It went all around. It went all over the place. It was so big one would need to refill the watering can 5 or 6 times to get it all done. I was doing this together with a kid who was also, thankfully, on day duty today. She was in the lowest grade though, and a full size smaller than even Rika-chan. I couldn't make a kid who would struggle just to lift the full watering can help me with this. I was about to say like, oh good, he's got someone kind of as backup in case Mion gets weird, but doesn't seem like it. For this, if one was placed on day duty with someone one liked, they do it all for you, so it'd be cake. Watering can in hand, just as I was about to leave the building, the old man from the forestry office addressed me.
兄ちゃん、倉庫裏に菜園があるだろ。だいぶくたびれかけたぞ。あそこにも水をやってあげな。
ああ、あのカレー菜園ですか？じゃがいもとか人参とか、カレーの具しか栽培してないっていう。
It's definitely the personal garden of our curry-loving teacher, but making students responsible for its upkeep is getting them involved in her personal affairs. I couldn't say that to his face, though, so I gave up and decided to carry out my day duties. The sunlight out front was strong. The great chorus of cicadas was strongly underlying how nothing was different today than yesterday. I passed by the classroom, and I don't know how it happened, but Rena and Sadako were in the middle of a huge melee. While I was gone, the kids had arranged all the desks in a circle, forming a ring while everyone was cheering them on. Yeah, that's how it should be. Yeah, just students fighting each other. Yep, back to normal. Once school ended, we would need to return to reality, where talk of the elder's disappearance would once again be... Once school ended, we would need to return to reality, where talk of the elder's disappearance would once again be all over the place. I wanted everyone to forget about everything and have fun, just like yesterday, if only while they were at school. In that sense, Sadako's whirling elbow and Rena's backwards flying spin kick made for a pleasant sight. Even if, as a result, they flipped over my desk. Ah, that's my pencil box. Gah, I'll just let it happen today. Come on, we know Mion's gonna pop up. I set to work hastily watering everything, wanting nothing more than to be done as soon as possible. That should about do it. No sooner had I thought that I remembered that I had... I gave up, filled the can with water again, and headed behind the warehouse. Oh boy, he's gonna be out of sight from everybody. He's gonna be all by himself. He's isolated, this is bad. This was a place students didn't like to go. It was always damp here, and you couldn't discard the possibilities of slugs and pill bugs being around. So when I ran across her in a place like that, I was surprised. Oh, I don't want to see Rika with the hawk eyes. That's gonna be extra creepy. It's one thing for, like, people your age, but, like, little girls with it? Mm.
驚かせるなよ。
Rika-chan was just standing there. Rika-chan was just standing there like a puppet, devoid of life. I was the only one who was startled here. Rika-chan didn't even seem to react to my appearance.
リカちゃん
Finally, she noticed me. Ooh. Yeah, that's a weird, like, annoyed look. Her expression was clearly abnormal. There was red under her eyes, stained with tears and dirt. There was blades of grass stuck in her hair, too, and her clothes looked as though she'd fallen to the ground.
リカちゃんひょっとして怪我したのか転んだとか
Aww.
違うのですよ。違うのです。
Rika-chan said in the brightest voice she could manage as she rubbed her eyes. She didn't look anywhere near normal, though.
何があったんだまさか倉庫の屋根の上で昼寝とかしてて落ちたとか
僕のことはいいのです。それよりも、圭一に聞きたいことがあるのです。
Oh no, this part of the game, whenever someone wants to ask me something, it's never good. Oh, hi. Once again, but I've got to put bells on these girls. Rika-chan walked over and clung to me. At first, I thought she was playing a trick on me. Eventually, however, I realized it was so that I wouldn't run away from the question she was about to ask. I shuddered. She's gonna do the eyes, isn't she?
俺になんだよ
She looked straight into my eyes. Her upturned eyes bored right into me. It was as though they were trying to pull the answer out of my own eyes without actually asking me the question. It was scary, so I averted my eyes from hers.
圭一、お祭りの晩に何か悪いことをしましたか？
My body gave a jolt from its very core. Rika-chan, who was clinging to me, might have felt my shiver. A nervous tingle crawled up from my feet, and after going up my back and freezing my entire body, it made its way into my brain.
圭一、本当に覚えはありませんか？
My head began to throb. I don't understand anything. Mion asked me. Ushi. I will get this name, dang it. Uishi asked me. Shion asked me. And now Rika-chan was asking me. We thought nobody knew about what we did last night, but in fact, everyone knew. They all knew, and they all came to ask me. Again and again, until I admitted it. When I thought about it, it was pretty clear the whole thing was out in the open. After all, didn't Tomoitake-san and Takano's death prove it? Was she saying it wasn't enough? However, I had all but decided what I was going to say.
俺もそこが悪いからな悪いことの覚えが多すぎて
You know, it's her, and she's cute, and you didn't want to lie to her. Her eyes were so painful that I had to look away. After a few moments of mutual silence, Rika, she said, smiling her usual smile, "Please don't come up to me again. If everyone knows anyway, then I should be able to at least ask this, right? Why is everyone asking me about the night of the festival? That evening. Since those two had come to such an end, there's obviously no way it would forgive only Mijin and waited for me to say something. If I were to admit to what happened that night, though, she..." Rika-chan could just give up and leave, couldn't she? She didn't. She only was quietly waiting. If you really are sorry, then you should say so. Of course, it's normal to hesitate, given the crazy way Tomoitake-san and Takano-san died. I feel like I'm saying her name wrong again. I feel like I might have the pronunciation right, and then I slip back to the way that I used to say it. So guys, once again, I always apologize for my terrible pronunciations. A cat.
境内の裏を少し行ったところに大きな倉庫があるのをご存知ですか？西宮殿と言いますです。
They've been going into so much detail about these ritual implements and tools.
はい、猫さんです。
She realized I was in fear. I could tell she was desperately trying to choose the right words so that she would...
して中を見せてあげなかったのです。なので祭りの夜。
Oh, I'm wondering if the cat, is that Shion? Is that Takano? Takano?
猫さんは我慢できなくなって中に入ってみましたのです。
It's probably Takano, I'm guessing, because she's the one who is really into wanting to go inside the storehouse. The cat. It was clearly supposed to be Takano-san. Or wait, was it supposed to be me?
実は中には猫さんが怖がるものがたくさんあったのです。
Rika-chan made a cute gesture like a ghost was coming out to frighten me.
猫さんはびっくり仰天。一目散に逃げ出してガタガタブルブルニャーニャーで大変なのです。
その猫が誰だって言うんだ。
猫さんは猫さんです。ニャーニャー。
Rika-chan still avoided saying it. The cat, though, was without a doubt me.
リカちゃん、頼む。教えてくれ。その猫さんはこれからどうしたらいい？
Maybe it was a desperate question to ask. I had sort of admitted to being the cat.
猫さんは猫さんですから、ニャーニャー泣いてるだけで大丈夫ですよ。
I want to believe her so bad. She's being so cute about it.
大丈夫ってそんないい加減な。
Don't you yell at Rika. Don't you yell at her like you did Shion.
ニャーニャー泣いてるだけではダメなのですか？
Geez, Rika-chan and I had put together an entire conversation using cat as a code word. I didn't say it directly, but I had already admitted it. I didn't want to end up like those two. I didn't want to be...
猫さんがいたずら心で忍び込んだのを変わる変わるやってきて忍び込んだだろうって問いただしてくるんだ。
Spurred her on. At that point, Rika-chan grinned.
大丈夫ですよ。猫さんは僕が守ってあげます。さんはとても怖がっていますが、本当はそんなに大変なこと。
Tries to hurt the cat.
そんなに大変なことじゃないって。
猫さんの心配しすぎなのです。
All that dependable.
ちょっと大変ですけど、頑張りますですよ。
Keiichi is fine, Shion's fine. Rika took care of it. Everything's okay.
本当に
To Rika-chan, please.
僕が頑張らないと、犬さんも大変なことになってしまうかもしれないのです。
I had no idea things. So at first I understood her. Around the middle, though, I stopped understanding.
猫さんも本当にちょっとした。
猫さんは臆病すぎです。だから
なるんだろう。
Maybe she's the one who killed Tomitake and Takano-san.
忍び込んだ。
I'd heard Tomitake-san and Takano.
富武と高野ですか？
I gave a start at the sudden mention of.
と良いのです。
Oh, wow. My spine froze again. She did it.
忘れる？
She killed him.
はい。あの二人のことを
She's so sweet and so, like, cold at the same time.
考えれば考えるほど怖くなるだけです。だから早く忘れた方がいいのです。
忘れるって言ったって。リカちゃんは知ってるんだろう。
No, don't.
H とは関係のないことなのです。
Oh, about it. The girl before me, she was innocent and lovable, and even seemed trustworthy. It had been dangerous to mention Shion's name, but I couldn't stop myself from asking.
にゃーにゃー。
そうだ。妹猫だ。
Rika-chan appeared to think upon this for a moment. It was hard for me to endure even this.
ってます。
姉猫って。
That could only mean Mio. I was mad that we entered the ritual storehouse.
今日から部活はなしにしましょう。
Aw, no more club. Okay.
なんでだよ。
そっとしてあげてほしいからなのです。
Rika-chan ended her sentence with such force I couldn't say anything in response. Hey, Keiichi, my Bara. Don't disobey Rika-chan right now, exactly. She's got all the cards. She's the only one who said she'll help me right now. I'll leave things to her, just as she said to. I mean, she even said that the cat should just keep meowing. I'll forget everything, like she said. I'll leave everything to her. Or maybe she's just playing this up because Mion asked her to, like, do what you can to get the information out of Keiichi. And, like, try and be his friend and be his ally. Say what you need to say to get him to calm down. So, I mean, Rika could be on my side, I want to believe it, but, I mean, who knows with this game, right? I'll forget everything about Takano-san and Tomitake-san, and what I did that night. Just then, we heard a bell, far away, marking the end of our lunch break.
じゃあ校舎に戻ろうか。
ケイチ、
As if she had noticed how miserable I was, about to leave everything to her and flee the scene, Rika-chan called out to stop me.
勘違いの犬さんが猫さんに噛みつこうとしたら知らせてくださいね。
The misunderstanding dog. She put it in such a cute-sounding way, but the true meaning behind those words was an eerie one.
勘違いの犬さんってなんだ。
村長を噛んだ犬さんです。
Oh,
どうして村長を噛んだのか僕に
okay.
は分かりません。
Wow, she knows everything.
噛むならいたずら猫さんを先に噛むはずなのにです。
The flow of blood in my body felt like it completely stopped for a moment. Rika-chan had admitted it. The sacrifices of that terrible calamity. She admitted that as if they were to happen again, it would be Shion or I. I didn't know what was true about the girl standing before me. My suspicion gave way to fear and nearly began to change into anger. Was she a savior who would protect me? Or a stranger trying to capture and kill me for the sake of a horrible tradition? I had no idea what was true. Man, I didn't think it was going to be Rika that I would have to, like, kind of keep my eye on. I thought it was going to be Mion or Shion. I mean, I still probably would.
ごめんなさいなのです。
I just basically don't trust anybody. I'm at that point in the game.
猫さんが怖がっているのにまた怖がるようなことを言ってしまいました。ごめんなさいなのです。
Rika-chan bowed so quickly it looked like her head had been pulled downward. Still, she was right. I was cowering. I could distinctly feel my body shaking violently. So when Rika-chan reached her hand out to pet me on the head, I pulled away without thinking. Ooh. Oh, don't do that, dude.
ごめん。
Rika-chan made a very sad face, but I just couldn't bring myself to put out my head for her again. That day, Rika-chan said she wasn't feeling up for club activities, so she suggested we don't bother. There's always vetoes when someone doesn't feel up to it. Rena and the others seemed really disappointed. The big sister cat is not in a good mood. I remembered Rika-chan's words and quietly stole a glance at Mion's expression. If I could forget the way she questioned me yesterday, though, her behavior was the same as it always was. Damn, okay. After dinner, without the energy to watch TV, I climbed into the futon in my bedroom and let my head be overtaken by gloomy thoughts. I told Rika-chan anything and everything. She had seemed trustworthy at the time, but had that really been the right choice? The more I looked back on it, the less I understood what Rika-chan was saying. Not only did she know about Takano-san and Tomitake-san's deaths, but she spoke of them as if she were a concerned party. After all this time, in my futon, I began to tremble fiercely. Had I been lured in by Rika-chan's sweet smile and told her things I shouldn't have? I should have continued to feign ignorance. I shouldn't have shown her such a weak side of me. My emotions are a mix of regret and fear, and it colored the darkness of the night with an additional layer of terror. Suddenly a knock. I might have yelped. That's how surprised I was. Okay, are my parents home, first of all? We know that opening the door late at night at this point in the game, not a good thing.
Keiichi, さっきから呼んでるぞ。
Okay, at least the parents are home.
電話だ。園崎さんから。
It was Dad. I reached out for the cordless phone through the gap in my door.
園崎さんってどっち？姉？妹？
そんなのは知らん。自分で出て聞きなさい。
I took the receiver and buried myself in my futon again.
もしもし、ミオンか？ シオンか。
私です。シオンです。こんばんは。
Alright, Keiichi, don't screw this up. Talk about what you said you were going to do last time. You're going to apologize. You were going to be calm. I practically jumped out of bed. It was Shion, who I hoped so desperately would call me back last night.
シオン、ゆうべはすまなかった。つい興奮して。
I heard what sounded like a deep sigh on the other end.
俺もシオンも同じ立場なんだよな。一方的に責めるような言い方をして悪かった。もうしない。謝るから機嫌を直してくれ。
機嫌を直したから電話したんです。後悔したなら許してあげますから、もう謝るのをやめてください。
Shion's tone still sounded a little angry, but for the moment she said she'd forgiven me.
ケイちゃんの言うように、私たちは運命共同体なんです。互いの無事の確認が自分たちの安全の唯一の保証なんです。
ああ、それについては同感だ。
So she basically like, I'm just checking up that you're still alive because this is related to me, not because I actually care.
だから私たちは互いの知っている情報を共有する必要があります。高野さんたちみたいな死に方をしないために。
Gulp. I forced myself to swallow a solid drop of saliva.
では昨日の続きを話します。もう怒らないで聞いてくれますよね。
ああ、大丈夫だ。
まず私たちが思っている以上に西宮殿に忍び込んだことは禁忌、タブーだったみたいです。
Takano-san and Tomatake-san's miserable ends, terrible enough that you could call them a warning. They were more than enough to make me believe that.
犯人たちは西宮殿を怪我した首謀格のあの二人を殺し、次に私たちを狙います。否定したいでしょうが、これを認めてください。失踪してから認めてももう遅いんですよ。
分かってるって。用心に越したことはないからな。
私も本当は認めたくありません。あんな拷問ドームの博覧会を覗き見したことがあんな殺され方をする理由になるなんて絶対に信じたくない。
That's what a taboo is. For those who honor it, if one breaks the taboo, no matter how small or innocent their intentions were, they wouldn't be forgiven.
互いに何か気になることがあったら報告し合いましょう。互いの持つ小さな断片を合わせていけば、ひょっとすると高野さんたちを殺した、いえ、今年の事件に限らない過去の連続事件を解決する鍵が見つかるかもしれません。
そうだな。確かにそうだ。
All I was doing was waiting in fear, but Shion had already thought that far ahead. Given how trustworthy she felt, I became embarrassed over how passive I was being.
ではまずは言い出した私からいきます。最近誰かに監視されているような気がします。と言っても気のせいかもしれません。でも一応報告します。今は気のせいだと思っていますけど、もしもケイちゃんも同じように誰かに監視されているように感じるなら、これは気のせいじゃないのかもしれませんから。
そういうことなら安心しろ。少なくとも俺の方は大丈夫だ。
I think, as I spoke with Shion, I thought back on today. Dude, you better tell her. Don't be withholding information. I had no grounds to say that everything was fine.
そうですか。では気のせいということにしますが、ケイちゃんも注意してください。特に一人で表を歩くときは細心の注意を払ってください。私は沖宮ですから一人きりになることはそうそうありませんが、ケイちゃんはひなみ沢です。一人ぼっちになることも多いはずです。
Thanks, Shion.
特に注意してください。
そうだな。
I'll tell my parents no unexpected trips out of town, please. You have to stay here.
ああ、気をつけるよ。
それからお姉なんですが、何か変わった様子はありませんか？
お姉ってミオンのことか？変わった様子ってどういうことだ？
先日私お姉に
綿流しの夜の所在について問いただされました。
それは俺もだよ。一昨日かな、ミオンに聞かれた。
やっぱりですか。私は言ってないと答えました。ケイちゃんは？
同じだよ。ごまかした。
Both of us gave a quiet sigh of relief.
綿流しの晩以降、お姉の様子はおかしいです。用心に越したことはありませんので、注意してくださいね。
Mion was acting strangely. Aside from her asking me about the night of the Watanagashi, she hadn't seemed too out of the ordinary. At least from my point of view. Her twin sister, though, was saying she was acting weird. Maybe it was such a slight change that a stranger like me wouldn't be able to notice.
わかった。少し用心するよ。帰り道は必ずレナも一緒だから、二人きりになるってこともそうそうないしな。
In the last chapter, that would have been a death sentence right there. Well, and once again, who's to say that Rena won't turn on him too? Because Mion turned on him in the last chapter.
用心してください。気になることがあったら教えてくださいね。
わかった。
では、ケイちゃんの方では何か私に話すことはありませんか？
Don't hold anything back. Like I said, don't hold it back. My turn. That's right. Maybe I should report on Uishi-san asking me the same question at the library.
あ、ケイちゃんが逃げ遅れたあの時の話ですね。
ああ、大石さんにかなり強い口調で聞かれたよ。あの晩、高野さんたちと一緒にいなかったか、シオンに会わなかったかって。大石さんは俺たちが4人一緒にいたところを見ていたようだった。
警察にしてみれば、高野さんたちが最後に会った人間ということになりますからね。私たちに興味を持つのはある意味当然でしょうね。
こっちもごまかしたけど、かえって興味を持たれたかもしれない。
There was no way I could have tricked that sly old fox Uishi-san. My troubled countenance would have only made him more certain.
なあ、シオン、警察なら行っちゃってもいいんじゃないのか？むしろ俺たちの状況を思えば、警察を味方につけるのはプラスだと思うぞ。
Shion didn't answer right away. For a few moments, all I could hear was her breathing as she thought about it.
そういえば大石さんはミオンに何らかの嫌疑があるなんて言ってたような気がする。うん、確かにそう言ってた。
昨日も話しました通り、園崎家はひなみ沢に強い影響力を持っています。大石は一連の連続開始事件を園崎本家が中心になった村ぐるみの犯行だと疑っていますから。
園崎家が中心になった村ぐるみの犯行？
Please, don't get angry like you did yesterday and just listen. I hammered that home before I got too upset.
ひなみ沢のダム闘争の時、リーダーシップを期待された神主があまりに日和見だったので、園崎本家が首謀閣になって決起したんです。戦いの歴史についてはお姉から聞いてますよね。
ああ、ひなみ沢全体で一丸となって戦ったんだろう。デモをしたり裁判に訴えたりテレビに出たり。実
際はもっともっと過激なこともたくさん行われたんです。園崎本家が水面下でさまざまな違法な抵抗活動を行ったと言われてます。
違法な抵抗活動？
例えば夜中に建設現場に忍び込み、機材を盗んだり壊したり、建設重機のガソリンタンクに角砂糖を入れたりとか。
ガソリンタンクに砂糖？なんでそんなことを？
知らないんですか？戦争中にフランスの地下組織なんかがやった典型的なゲリラ活動ですよ。砂糖を入れるとエンジンが焦げついて壊れちゃうんですよ。
That's pretty bad though, isn't it? It was destruction of property and nothing less.
建設現場への監視が強化されると、今度は工事の重要な立場にある人間への攻撃に変更されました。例えば工事を認可した役人たちには様々な脅迫が行われました。それは県庁の役人だけでなく、建設庁の偉い役人にまで及んだそうです。聞いた話では子供の誘拐までやったとか。
Wow.
誘拐？
建設省の日並沢ダムを担当する偉い人の子供が神隠しにあったんですよ。で、ある日突然日並沢のもっと上流の高津戸の山中で保護されまして、犯行声明はなかったって言われてるんですけど、ダム工事を中止するようにとの脅迫があったのではないかと囁かれています。他にも枚挙にいとまがないほどの脅迫の話があります。
それは確かにちょっとやばいな。
そんな最中だったんですよ、第一の事件、現場監督のバラバラ殺人があったのは。園崎家が主犯格の男を買収したのではと囁かれてますが、何しろ今日も逃走中ですからね。
And there's what Uishi said about the Sonozaki family could have someone killed in broad daylight, nobody would say a thing. When she put it that way, the Sonozaki family definitely seemed suspicious.
犯人も口封じで消したんじゃないかって大石は思ってるみたいです。当然ですね。身内である私ですら園崎本家の暗躍があったのではないかと思ってるくらいですから。
So that's why she's kind of talking about it like she's removed from it. Because I'm like, well, you're a Sonozaki too, but... Or is this just her saying this so she kind of has a... she's got distance from it, so she's like, well, I don't know anything about it.
それを俺に信じろってのか。ミオンの園崎本家がそんな悪いことをやってきたと信じろというのか。
ケイちゃんが信じなくても村人たちは信じてます。自分たちが綺麗な抵抗運動をする陰で園崎家が汚い抵抗運動をしてくれた。自分たちの矢面に立って戦ってくれたんだってみんな思ってます。ですからちょっとしたダークヒーローとして崇められているんですよね。私が知っているのは本当に一部だけだと思います。例えば誘拐なんかの特にヤバい話は当主のバッチャーを含めほんの数人しか知らされてないと思います。園崎家は秘密主義ですから。
秘密主義。
Like Shion, her older twin, Mion, was deeply involved with everything, and that was not a fun thought to end.
どういうことだよ。
うちのお父さん、ヤクザの大物。
Okay.
そんなつもりじゃ。
Shion had gotten pretty angry at me.
まあ、大石がバラバラ殺人以降の事件を疑いたくなるのも、まあ無理ないことで。
Occurring year after year. Was that really the Mion I know? Maybe the one I couldn't figure it out. I couldn't bring myself to accept these images of Mion I was hearing. Never do something to back me into a corner like that. She did.
血のつながった姉妹ですが、園崎家にあってはまるで格が違うんです。お願いします。
The more Shion tells me about Mion, the less I understand who Mion smiled a lot and was full of passion. Now that I've realized I had such a view towards her, Shion was telling me to change it. To be careful around the best friend ever. To doubt her. The idea was very sad and painful.
で、大石の件ですが、ケイちゃんがいいと判断するなら、必要な情報を与えてもいいと思います。
Okay, so maybe we will have him on our side again this chapter. Not like it's gonna do a dang thing.
やはり警察を味方につけるのは、私たちに有利に働くと思います。
やっぱりシオンもそう思うか。
ただ、今説明した通り、園崎の人間はそもそも警察に睨まれているんです。特に大石は、園崎家が丸ごと連続事件の黒幕だと決めてかかってますからね。それはもちろん私も含めてです。ですから、私はあまり大石には関わりたくないんです。
I see. If Oishi-san had found out about the Sonozaki family's strife-filled history, then he probably wouldn't be very happy with Shion either. At last, I understood Mion's instinctive dislike for Oishi-san.
どうせバレてはいるんですが、一応私の名前を伏せておいてください。それだけ守ってくれれば、大石には何を話しても問題ないと思います。
Or is this Shion just having me take the fall for things?
わかった。伏せるようにするよ。
警察の捜査力は今の私たちにはとても心強い武器になると思います。大石が興味深い話をしたら私にも聞かせてくださいね。
ああ、もちろんだ。情報は互いに交換し研究し合おう。高野さんたちを殺したのは誰なのか そして俺たちを狙うのは誰なのか、それが分かるまで俺たちは自衛しなくてはならない。
あとはありますか？大石に聞かれたこと以外は。
Come on, Rika, that's a big thing, dude.
身に起こったことはどんな些細なことでも教えてください。
Aside from my discussion with Rishi-san? Oh, should I tell her that I revealed everything to Rika-chan? Oh, he's not gonna tell her, is he? And then she's gonna find out and she's gonna be pissed. Rika-chan was acting like she knew something I didn't. She told me to leave it to her, but what? Oh, that's right. When I was talking to her, I mentioned Shion's name too. Oh, yeah, he's definitely not gonna say anything. Was that a mistake? I felt like Shion would get angry.
何もないんですか？
Oh my gosh, here it is. This is the moment of truth right here.
ケイちゃん、
I had remained quiet for a little while, so Shion encouraged me to speak, unable to bear the silence.
えっと
As I struggled with what to say, Shion addressed me instead.
ないようでしたら私から聞きたいんですけど、私もついさっき聞いたんですが、君吉のおじいちゃんが行方不明になったって本当ですか？
The old man Kimiyoshi? My gut told me that was the name of the mayor.
村長さんのことか？なんだシオン、聞いてないのか？
何も知らないです。お父さんが電話でそう話してるのまた盗み聞いただけですから。
I realized I shouldn't have said that. Here in Hinamizawa, the things that happened around this time, when Oyashiro-sama's curse would recur, would all be covered up.
ああ、実はな、昨べ会合の後、家に帰ってこないとかでひなみ沢中で大騒ぎになったんだ。村中で探したみたいだけど、まだ見つかったって話は聞かないな。警察も探してるはずなんだけど。
なんでそんな大事な話を先にしてくれなかったんですか？
She shouted angrily at me, bringing all her emotion to bear.
悪い。もう知ってると思ってたんだよ。隠す気なんかなかった。
The receiver was silent. Did Shion get mad again and hang up?
おい、シオン、もしもし？
ケイちゃん、私どうしよう。
Oh no. Is she more connected to the mayor than I thought? Shion's tiny, confused voice sounded like it belonged to a different person than the one yelling a few seconds ago.
どうした？話せよ。俺たちの間で隠し事はなしだろ？
Yeah, he's not keeping secrets except for the secret that he's keeping about him telling everything to Rika. Shion hesitated for a long while, but then she confessed.
ごめん。隠すつもりはなかったんです。ちょっと言うのが前後したっていうか。
俺たちは仲間だろ。怒ったりしないから正直に話せよ。
Shion still hesitated for a few moments. Then, in a resigned voice, she continued.
私、君吉のおじいちゃんに打ち明けたんです。
Oh no, then does that mean that Rika's in trouble too? Shion seemed to think I would yell at her right after she said that, so I heard her catching her breath. Contrary to what she thought, I was a little relieved. Shion had done the same thing I had when I confessed everything to Rika-chan. So, in as gentle a voice as I could, so as not to set her off, I responded.
君吉のじいさんってのはシオンにとって相談できる心安い人なんだろ？
はい。私のことを小さい頃から本当に可愛がってくれて。
Shion felt the same pain as the rest of us from the mayor's disappearance. She had a different kind of strength from Mion, and as she continued, her voice sounded truly sad and pained.
私、いつも意地悪なことをしてたのに、いつもニコニコと笑って、私の言うことは何でも聞いてくれて、本当に優しい人だったのに。
落ち着けよシオン。別に死んでしまったわけじゃないだろ。そんな簡単に諦めるなよ。
Shion didn't answer. Even as I said it myself, I didn't think we'd ever find the missing mayor again. We probably wouldn't even figure out if he was alive or dead. Shion must have been thinking the same thing.
村長さんに、私、あの晩、最後でに忍び込んだこと、誰かにそれを見られてて、私たちを狙っている人がいるって。
村長さんは高野さんたちが まともじゃない死に方をしたの知ってるのか？
はい、知っていました。あの二人がお社様のたたりで死んだから、私はその怒りを鎮める生贄にされるんじゃないかって本当に率直に言いました。
ああ、それで
君吉のおじいちゃん怒らなかった。そしてにっこり笑って、シオンちゃんがちゃんと反省してるなら鬼隠しになんかなるものかって本当に笑いながら任せなさい。
Oh, Keiichi's definitely gonna blurt out something about Rika because she said the exact same thing. Until Shion stopped sobbing, I was unable to find any words for her. I couldn't imagine what kind of person the mayor was, nor what Shion's relationship with him was like. Words of comfort, however, mean so much to us when we're about to be crushed by anxiety. Today, Rika-chan taught me that too. Someone who gave me such a sense of security were to disappear. Then I could guess what kind of shock Shion was in. I can't believe he didn't come to that conclusion immediately about like, oh my god, Rika said the same thing to me. I confided in her, she said she would take care of it.
私のせいです。私が打ち明けてしまったから。
よせよ、シオン。シオンのせいじゃないよ。
私のせいなんです。私が打ち明けてしまったから。君吉のおじいちゃんが知ってしまったから。だから殺されてしまったに違いないんです。だって打ち明けてすぐなんですよ。
Yeah, this god's a real dick, you know, if it is truly the curse of Orishimazu. Even if you find out about something, you didn't ask to be found out or to be dragged into it, but now you're a target just because you know. He found out, so he became involved.
私たち4人の咎だったはず。3人に話してはいけないことだったんです。話したから殺されてしまった。だから殺されてしまった。打ち明けたから殺されてしまった。
おい、待てよ。そんな奴なら打ち明けた村長を殺す前にお前から先に殺すに決まってるじゃないか。順番が違うよ。殺されるなら俺かシオンが先。他の奴らが先に死んだりするものか。
順番はあります。私たちを一番最後に殺すつもりに違いないんです。
は？なんだって？
Wait, is that how it worked with the first chapter? I guess Keiichi was the last one to die.
から順々に殺していって散々悲しい思いをさせた後に殺す。
ショックを受けてパニックを起こしてるだけなんだよ。村長の失踪はシオンとはか。
She repeated the same thing as before, as though she were in a delirium. Despite my trying to console the creation, a freezing cold, numbingly frigid. It was an inviolable chill of fear. Though I sympathized with Shion, I had been naive in thinking it was something only she had to worry about. In my head, Shion's eerie words repeated again and again. He was killed because I told him. He was killed because he found out. I confessed everything. So he was killed. Those words echoed through my head like a monotone mantra, and finally, those even repetitions took on meaning. The quiet shaking that had already overtaken me turned into a violent shiver that shot up my spine.
リカちゃん！リカちゃんだ！どうしようもなく不安で打ち明けたんだ。リカちゃんに。
そうしたらリカちゃまはなんて。
The cat is worrying too much. I'll do something about it for sure. That's what Rika-chan said, and then she smiled. She smiled just like the missing mayor had when he encouraged Shion.
ごめん、シオン。俺、ちょっとリカちゃんのことが心配になっちゃって。
はい。そんなに心配でしたら、ぜひ電話を。安否を確認してみてください。
ああ、そうさせてもらう。
Oh god, please don't let anything happen to her. Like, I mean, I feel bad for saying that I care more because she's younger and she's, you know, more innocent. Well, I don't know how innocent she actually is, but like, Please don't let anything happen to her.
また明日もこのくらいの時間に連絡します。それをもって私の安否確認としてください。
I mean, I don't know how far this game is gonna go. I don't know if they're gonna do, like, actual child murder. I wouldn't put it past this game.
わかった。待ってる。じゃあな。すまん。切るぞ。
I put down the receiver without waiting for Shion to say goodbye. The danger to Shion and myself was secondary at this. It's really bad. It's definitely bad.
くそ。無事でいてくれ。リカちゃん。
No, I was like, oh, they're gonna end it, aren't they? Oh man, how long do I have to wait to know she's safe? Oh boy, okay, looks like we'll have to wait for the next chapter, but before I wrap it up, we do have some tips. Alright, another scrapbook. And then something about the festival. The three families in modern times. As previously described, the three families council today is a mere shell of democracy. In reality, it is a dictatorship run by the Sonozaki family. Both the Kimiyoshi and Furude families are far from their former glory, and it doesn't seem at all like they've maintained the ancient traditions. Only the Sonozaki family has retained their glory from the past, and has inherited many colorful traditions from the age known as the Onagafuchi village. Even the most recent, verifiable example of Watanagashi that occurred at the end of the Meiji era seems to have been done under the orders of the Sonozaki family, the chair of the opposition alliance, but this was in name only. In actuality, the Sonozaki family reigned as the leader behind the scenes. People whisper that perhaps the Kimiyoshi family dictated acts of opposition that could be publicized, and the Sonozaki family enacted those which could not. Even in Hinamizawa, they whisper that the multitude of unsettling incidents reported during the dam protests, such as the kidnapping of the famous head of the Ministry of Construction's son, had been carried out by the Sonozakis. Additionally, they say that perhaps the Sonozaki family's secret maneuvering was responsible for the serial freak death incidents that have continuously occurred in recent years as well. The serial freak death incidents are without a doubt the second coming of the traditional Watanagashi. They must be enacting the Watanagashi on the day of the original Watanagashi, which has fallen to the level of an ordinary village festival, in order to remind the villagers of the holy laws of Onagafuchi village. It's safe to assert that exploring the Sonozaki family is the fastest route for researching it today. If I can expose the contents of the Furude Shrine storehouse, I'd like to narrow my research target to the Sonozaki family next. The Sonozaki house is strictly guarded by security cameras on the premises, but thankfully I become acquainted with the sisters Mion, the next heir, and Shion. I want this to be a breakthrough I can connect to my next line of research. Okay, so was Takano only kind of like befriending Mion and Shion because she wanted information? Interesting. Maybe there's more to Takano than I thought. Maybe she's like a little secret reporter or something. Maybe it's... She says that she's just interested in like the rituals and like tales of old and things like that, but maybe there's more to it.
Yeah, 気にしないでくださいよ。この店でおでんを食べるとですね、なぜか年計のガソリンスタンドの請求書に化けちゃうんですよ。だから遠慮しないでもう一杯飲んでいけばいいのに。
The man, red-faced, waved his hand to say he'd had enough, and disappeared into the brilliant neon lights in front of the station.
クマちゃんも勉強しといてくださいよ。謙虚な人が結局一番長生きするんです。
さっきの話、本当っすかね？
さて、それはわからないですけどね。真偽はともかく、そういう話がまことしやかに流れてるってことには意味があると思いますよ。
そんなのが村長を狙う動機になりうるんすかね？
クマちゃん、いつも言ってるでしょ。動機っていうのは、その本人に十分でありさえすれば足りるんです。価値観の違いをよく考えなくちゃ。あ、お母さん、もう一杯ください。
Though he had been suppressing the information, Tomitake and Takano's death were already known throughout Hinamizawa. All the rumors pointed to them having incurred the wrath of Oyashiro-sama for setting foot in the Forbidden Temple, the storehouse for ritual implements. According to the rumors, there were 2 other people who went in there with them. Shion Sonozaki and Keiichi Maibara. Man, oh man, small towns, eh? It's just like you can't keep information secret for too long before someone finds it out, and then everybody knows. People were whispering in the shadows that those 2 would be cursed by Oyashiro-sama as well. Apparently, however, the responsibility didn't fall solely on the 4 trespassers' shoulders. Until last year, it was locked up tight, but this year it had been changed to a simpler lock. Hadn't that been what allowed thieves to enter so easily? Those were the rumors going around.
クマちゃんは見たことありませんか？私はずいぶん前に何かのようで行った時に見たことをよく覚えてますよ。
すみません。ちょっと思い出せないっす。
そりゃもうおっかないくらいに厳重に施錠してありましてね。まるで大金庫みたいに厳重な蔵だったんですよ。
So I wonder if maybe it was like an inside job, like maybe someone intentionally had it just be a cheap lock because they wanted someone to break in. Maybe they'd know that Takano wanted to go in there and made it easier for her. I don't know. This year it was a very simple and cheap padlock. The lone girl protecting the shrine, Rika Furude, disliked the heavy locks and oh god, no, it's Rika! Oh, is Rika maybe going to be punished because not only does she know about what happened, but also because she's the one who made it easy for them to get in? Consulted with the mayor who had replaced it with a simpler padlock. And the mayor was the one who agreed to it! Oh, so maybe it has nothing to do with the fact that the mayor and Rika know about it, but because they're maybe in a very roundabout way, like a very subtle way, like they're accomplices too, because they made it easier to break in?
だから村長とフルデリカも同罪ってことなんですか？だとしたら村長に続いてフルデリカもまずいじゃないですか。
その可能性は大ですね。クマちゃん、ひなみ沢を巡回している覆面者に至急連絡。フルデ神社近辺に張り付かしてください。
Gotta say that about Oishi-san. He is very on the ball with this stuff, like even without knowing from Keiichi and Shion. He figured this out on his own. Damn, oh my god, I'm so nervous. Alright guys, so that will do it for this episode. I can't wait to find out. I need Rika to be okay. I feel like it's gonna ramp up exponentially very soon. Oh boy, okay. So, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and stay tuned for the next episode. Until next time, bye.